oh, there's another Star Wars movie out. And I thought, maybe I'll review it. And then I thought, I don't really want to review it because, unlike The Last Jedi, which was spoiled from its very inception, Rian Johnson, step away. This actually, I don't want to spoil this movie, so I'm going to go with reaction. What is my reaction to Empire of the Rising Jedi? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really... How do I go into detail without spoiling? I can't. So, trying to keep this vague. Everything Rian Johnson set up that was kind of bollocks. J.J. Abrams has basically... This could almost be a letter from Abrams to Johnson going, Dear Ryan, fixed it, brought it back from the dead. This is how you do Star Wars. Love, J.J. It really does. It's not new, you know? This is the argument I had about Force Awakens in favour of it. When people say, no, we wanted something new and splendid. Like, no, you don't. You want Star Wars, and that's what he gave you. And that's what you got this time. It does borrow heavily, for me watching it, themes, settings, just... You know, at times it was kind of note for note. There were definite influences from Empire, from Jedi, and from Madagascar. Interesting touch that one was. But it worked. You put it all together and it worked. The first act, I guess, I found it choppy, which was possibly my only complaint about Force Awakens as well. It was trying to really fast pace you into the story in a way that I felt was a bit too quick and a bit too jumpy, but it settled down into a thoroughly enjoyable movie. I'll get to the end before coming back to the middle. I did not like the last scene. The last scene, which is all of a minute or two. The second to last scene, I really enjoyed. That's a good place to end it, and in my head, that is where it ends. I'm not going to let the last scene ruin the movie for me, though, because it's a thoroughly enjoyable, good, fun movie. It was emotional in the right places. There's obviously kind of how do they handle, Carrie Organa Sola, all things considered. Well, is all I can say. They handle that unfortunate situation as well as they can, and it works. I don't think you could have had the movie with her just written out off screen. So what they do, again, no spoilers, what they do works. Are other characters... Actually, here's the theme. I was going to say, how does it play out for certain other characters? For me, the more I went into the movie, the more I was thinking, I want this to become a movie about redemption and, redemption and consequences. And it had the redemption, and that's good. Again, I cannot say much more without spoiling it, but definitely... characters that needed to be redeemed for whatever reason, I felt in the end their character arcs were complete. I was good with the redemption that I saw. However, the consequences side of things fell short. I think, given what a lot of people think about certain characters in this new trilogy, you might get where I'm going with this. But I am saying it as somebody that loved Force Awakens and had no problem with any of the characterisation in Force Awakens, and who hated Last Jedi because of all the characterisation. It was just so terribly written, and characters were just plot conveniences. They bore no resemblance to the characters that we have known either for the last few years or last few decades. This deals with that on the positives, but there was a lack of comeuppance for certain actions, certain attitudes, that there would be the occasional nod toward it and maybe necessary humility just starting to venture in and then snatched away. That, thematically, is my only complaint. But as this is a reaction video, and you're going, yes, but just tell us what happens to... I can't. It's a reaction video. All I can really say is, if you liked Force Awakens, you should see this. If you liked Force Awakens and thought, Last Jedi, oh, I've given up with Star Wars, Last Jedi just defecates all over everything, don't. Okay? I really felt this resolved all of the issues I had with Last Jedi. I think it... Yeah. I'm thinking at 3 in the morning. I need sleep. But I'm thinking it really... Every bad note, bar one or two, but again, like 2 seconds of, hey, look, we're going to remind you of something you absolutely despised, I'll live with. I'm not going to let it kill the whole movie. And then there were things from previous movies that I really did not like much, that this kind of pushed in there just for fan service, and that's fine. It hit all the notes I needed it to. You may be aware of a certain returning character that is dealt with very well. There's a little bit of sort of sci-fi mumbo-jumbo as an explanation, but it works. If you go with it, it all works. The characters are believable, and mistakes are rectified. Rian Johnson's mistakes predominantly are rectified. That's all I can say, without going into some sort of like, oh, spoilers ahead, spoiler alert, spoilerathon, and I've just seen the first showing of this movie. So you're not going to have had a chance to see it before I go, oh, spoiler, 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 oh, spoiler, oh, spoiler, spoiler. So I'm going to leave it there. Just with the footnote of, if you hated Force Awakens, you're going to hate this one, in my opinion. If you loved it, you'll probably enjoy this one. Where does it fit on my scale? New Hope is my favourite. I know it's not the best movie, but for me it's the most enjoyable. Force Awakens is my second favourite, and I'm going just by like the Skywalker 9 here. Not Rogue One, because I love Rogue One, I hated Solo, of the like original core Star Wars, for New Hope, Force Awakens, Empire, Empire of the Rising Jedi. It's kind of my fourth favourite, and considering 2 of these are almost joint favourite and the third is on there because it's just a brilliantly made movie, you know, a 4th out of 9, or I prefer to believe only 6, I think that's not bad going. It's in very good company. So there is nothing more I can say, partly because my brain is shutting down and going, dear God, you start seeing a movie at midnight, stop talking, go to bed. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But while I go to bed, you could think about going to see the movie. This is the movie you're looking for. Alright, I'm a shit Jedi.